Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide here on the Final Fantasy VI Randomizer, or 3, depending on which generation you grew up in, because this game was built back in 1994, so yeah, it's 30 years old. Not to date ourselves or anything, but I'm Saberwolf. I'm joined in the booth by Sigil. How you doing, Sigil?
Good yourself. I'm looking forward to an exciting match.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to playing a match too. This is technically this is week 7, but we want to look back at last week's race because Megalixir, unbelievable runs.
I believe it's week 6 right now.
Yes, week 6 right now, but this is week's 5's. Last week's Megalixir race. 4 of our top 5 runners here are being showcased tonight for this run. And so we figured we showcase it to you because it was a really exciting race. Before we dive in, though, I do want to mention one thing real quick. We did Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide community did 3 runs for the Final Fantasy Randomizer marathon event. It was for South Carolina Burn Children's Fund. That event was very successful. They beat their goal for $6,250 raised for that event, and all that money goes straight to that fundraiser. Once again, that was the South Carolina Burn Children's Fund, part of the South Carolina Firefighters Group. So, great cause. I'm glad we could help out them with that event. So let's dive in. Once again, we're talking about Ultros League. So, Sojo, what is Ultros League exactly?
I believe it happens 2 or 3 times a year where everyone is split up into different divisions and pods within the divisions where they battle it out to see who moves up and down or stay the same.
Yep, pretty much. So basically, Ultros League is our base flag set. Like pretty much all the flags and all the tournaments and stuff that we do, the basis of that pretty much comes from the Ultros League. It's basically a middle ground of difficulty and characters and espers and stuff like that. And these are pretty much, like I said, 4 of our top 12 runners in the community for Megalixir. And we are off and running like a thundering herd of Basset Hounds. We are starting with... these guys are Megalixirs. They don't even look at their party before they even start their runs, you know? Oh, we got somebody. Drinks Glue, thank you for looking at our group here. We got Realm, Cyan, and Sabin as our starting crew. Pretty good group, actually.
And I think Sabin has Rage.
Raging Sabin, Dancing Realm, who doesn't have much for dances, unfortunately. Tapier is not a great one.
And I think X-Magic Cyan, if I'm correct.
Oh, that's not very fun to have either. Magic Cyan, who's by far the worst, probably magic power person in this game, not having X magic on them is pretty rough. But I guess in all Megalixirs, I guess they go to 1 or 2 places. They go to the Returner's Cave or Narsh. And Narsh, we can see Dragon Boots there in the cave. Narsh did find a couple of decent items there.
I think there was also a ribbon in Nosh.
Yep, did see ribbon also? Okay. Well, there was a wing edge there on Drink Glue's side, but he sold that immediately. By the way, again, these guys are quick. These guys are very, very quick. Of the top 12 runners for that group, the top 9 of them are all sub 120 average. So this is going to be a very, very quick run. Ammo weapon there in the far chest there in the meeting area for the Returner's Cave there. That's going to be a nice item. Unfortunately, the 3 characters we have in the group not normally able to use it, but would possibly be able to use it thanks to the Randomizer because it does randomize the usage of equipment in the game.
Except Sabin has no chance to use it because of Rage.
Yeah, because of the Rage. There is a bug in this game where if the Rage user tries to use an Atma weapon, it literally breaks the game entirely. So there is a patch where if you have a Rage user, they're ineligible to use that Atma weapon. Oh, Ice Shield there, and the South Figaro world of, looks like Ruin. No, Balance, I'm sorry. So also just want to put a note, though, that the first these are Megalixirs, so probably about the first 6 or 7 minutes, usually first 10 minutes is all about looting. You're just trying to go out in the world, hit the big high chest areas, and try to get as much loot as possible to sell, to get some items, to buy items in the shops. And we have a very interesting fight there in Honey Glue. That is a that's got a Gigantos.
Yeah, great for experience. If you could kill it.
Yeah, the only really problem with this fight is Gigantos. Every time you punch him, they counter with 3 attacks. The last one being much harder than the other one. But X Zone off the rage use on Sabin gets the kill. That is going to be a big boost for Honeydew. That is putting the rage knowledge to use there for Honeydew. Interesting weapon shop there in South Figaro. Warp stones and enhancers. I mean, those are pretty good. 2 good items, actually.
At times, I'll kill for a warp stone.
Yeah, warp stones are very good. Basically, it gets you. It can get you out of battle, but also can get you out of certain areas of the map. That doesn't automatically teleport you out. So a lot of these checks, like that, you can get to. Allows you, basically teleports you out once you complete the mission, I guess you could say. But there are some checks in some certain rewards that don't pull you out of the end of that check or into that kind of little mission you did to try to find an item, character, or Esper. And warp stones is what kind of gets you out of that issue, so you don't have to make the long walk, as we like to call the walk of shame, out of areas like that. Pretty much everybody is just scattering all over the world. We will note that in Tizen, which is where Glean's Clue is going now, World of Balance will tell you if there is a Esper or item there, if this character does not say there's a glowing stone, which he did not, so therefore that is going to be a dead check. However, it could be a high tier item, though.
I believe it was an ice shield.
Okay, ice shield, not bad. It's not Illumina or Ragnarok or anything, but that's not bad. It's a breakable, so we could get into the game really early. One thing I want to point out with the starting groups that we have here, very good starting group paths. We have Sabin, which has camps. That's a good little early fights that you can get in there, try to get experience without having to fight any bosses. Realm has Jador, World of Ruin, that has some fights going through the gallery there to try to get to the boss at the end. Cyan doesn't really technically have early fights, but Leader does have fights outside the castle that you can do to try to get some levels before you fight the Leader boss. So all 3 characters do have very good early fight potential to try to get a little bit of levels before we actually fight a boss. So most likely we will see the camp later on for Sabin, but Falconhead going to World of Ruin now. See if they get a discount on that possible item, which we know is an ice shield, probably make a discount from there, but also doing Falling House, which is a free check for Sabin.
Saber, which one of those grind checks would you choose?
I would always do Sabin. Sabin has these S tier first check for try to get for fights to get something, quote unquote. By the way, the value on Erosion's side, to look at the value, is almost the exact same amount of money. World of Ruin or Bounce. It doesn't matter. Valiant Knife there in the chest for Falconhead in the Falling House. That's going to be huge later on. Especially if we can find like a Locke who's a natural user of it. Hairpins, Golden Hairpin's another good item. That's great for Realm. That lowers the cost of casting of spells and such. But like I was saying, S tier, if you start with Sabin, it's S tier person. Try to get some fights in before and you don't have to fight a boss. After that, I would say Realm Jador is also a good one because you actually go into a town, try to find maybe some more items to buy and such before you get out of there. Reward here on Falcon's hit side here. They're gonna be the first ones to see what the Falling House gives us, and it is. Drum roll, please. Esper. By the way, just want to notice that there's the Esper Unicorn on a Honeydew side as a ribbon. Those are actually pretty good duos to kind of pair up with each other. Later on, when you fight Kefka and like that, they do an attack called Train or Trine, depending on how you say it, where you came from. But that blinds and mutes your entire party. But if you have a party member that has a ribbon and a unicorn esper on them, they're able to get rid of all those statuses on your entire team immediately. So instead of casting Remedy on one each person, it casts Remedy on your entire party, which is really good.
And it has Ultima.
Well, that just makes it even better now, doesn't it? Yeah, so that's obviously going to get slapped onto Realm, Realm being the highest magic power user in the party. However, we do have that X-Magic Cyan. Granted, the magic power is not going to be that great, but X-Magic Ultima with a golden hairpin can be able to cast that multiple times. So, possibility there. Falcon Hit, of course, what I would do, I would go into the camps like that. These are Megalixir players. They're like, the heck with that. I have shields in my pocket. We're going to World of Ruin, Mount Zozo, and Falcon Hit says, I want to get a dragon. So we are going dragon hunting on Falcon Hit's side because we have that Ultimate Esper. We want to run that as fast as possible. Oh, another shield pickup, another flame shield. So now we have an ice shield, flame shield, and thunder shield, I think I saw. So we do have one of each color of the rainbow here for shields. So we will definitely have something for this dragon coming up. We do have earrings double paired up on Realm. So one shield crack should get the this dragon down pretty far here. But oh, okay, we're gonna skip the dragon now. That's fine. Usually we like to see what the reward is at the end. Could be an Esper like that. We could have it learn on a party member, or it could be a character. We could get the levels off that dragon fight. It is going to be an Esper, so we're going to try to learn other spells from this Esper, another character, before going back and getting that dragon. Oop, and Drink Schooler forgot to put a Moogle Charm on, maybe. Ooh, that's not a good fight either. Insta run. Wow. I never get that.
I don't either.
Oh, he's trying to get fights. He's doing this intentionally. So instead of getting the fights at like camp or something like that, he's trying to get the fights in World of Ruin Zozo, because although it is a town, it is technically a dungeon. You do get fights in there. Erosion is going to do that camps option. It is going to find a Red Wolf Psychoc. That's pretty good fight there. Not bad. And those earrings going on to pretty much all the characters on Falcon Hit's side. Getting ready for this dragon fight here. Oh, okay, maybe getting a fight first before getting dragon, apparently. And looks like our members of our chat is saying there's an osmosis on one of the espers, so that will definitely help with mana management. It is a little slower, but will help with mana management, though. Wow, saving with Merton off the back here. Did he learn that immediately? Oh, okay, so he got off rage, that's right.
Yeah, it's we had a crazy rage list. I think there was Wooly for Ice 3. There was all sorts of nutty stuff. Prussian for Landslide for single target.
And we saw the X-Zone earlier on, too, so, yeah.
I really need to learn to make rages.
Yeah, rage is great because it allows you to have access to really high tier spells at the very beginning of the game. You just unfortunately have to memorize which ones to play.
Golden Dargon here. Fight here for Falcon Hit. Did survive that first initial hit for damage here, but we are going to break a shield. We already broke a Pearl Rod also on top of that. Dream School is finding some Osteosaurs, using the good Revivifies to auto-kill those, because that is an undead target, so we're able to instantly kill those. Cyan barely hanging on here. Wind Slash Dance here coming out of Realm. Just enough for the damage, and gets the kill, and that's a half an Ultima learn there. Looks like Honeydew has the same idea, noticing that he does have a rage that has that Merton on it that we saw earlier on Falcon Hit. Equipping a rage ring onto Saban. Now, the interesting thing about rage rings is, yes, it's usually for the Yeti to be able to have they pick up and throw your character, throw a teammate at somebody's command there, but it also negates fire damage or absorbs fire damage. So it's actually fire protection to be able to use that Merton here coming up in just a second. Dream School using the Rock Slide method here out of their Saban. Hopefully Rock Slide will bring this down.
And we got Ifrit from Imperial Camp.
Ifrit, pretty good. Oh, Erosion is trying to decide if we want to do the chest or not. Is going to find Grandmaster Pug there. Fortunately, this is going to be a warp out and a nope on this one. Ooh, a cape evade on Cyan. You never see that very often. Kind of a crisscross applesauce here. Honeydew going to Mount Zozo. Dream School is in Mount Zozo. Falcon Hit is doing their camp now. Mark is actually going into the leader check here and World of Balance. And looks like there's Cure 3 on one of the Espers they just picked up there. That's the Infrared Esper, I believe. So pretty good healing there. And no character. Tap Dancer with Marshall. Yeah, how do you like the randomization with Marshall? Like, how do you feel about that?
I didn't realize Marshall was randomized until I saw it in Discord the other day.
Oh. Yeah, so to make things a little more interesting, we do have a randomized 2 creatures to match with Marshall because Marshall was just 2 Lobos. Isn't technically much of a fight as we have a 3-way kill X-Zone out of Saban for Mark's side. I can't even get out in time. But anyways, we do have 2 randomized creatures that match up with the Marshall just to make things a little more spicy, a little more interesting. Because like I said, if it's Lobos, it's not going to be much. And that's a dead check Marnerva, by the way.
Triple kill.
Triple kill.
Had to do it.
Yeah.
I agree with the real Chadius. I don't like the slam dancers.
No, slam dancers are tough. The throwing command's really great for your character, but it's also really good for the enemies too. So.
Yeah.
Valiant, the only one able to wield Valiant Knife right now is Realm, unfortunately. So unlikely to see Realm with a Valiant Knife. And trying to make that's an extra golden hairpin there on this Realm check up in the mountains here. We're in Esper Mountain now. Mark pretty much showing us where everything is, while Honeydew Drinks Glue and Falcon Hit kind of crisscross applesaucing each other here. Oh, statue. Yeah. So there are 3 major bosses in this game towards the end of the game. They're called the statue bosses. That's Goddess, Doom, and Poltergeist, or what we officially call Spicy Chicken. And that is a 2 out of 3 frozen. So now we have to decide if we want to do, fire 3 off Junior Behemoth.
Which one of the statues is your least favorite?
If I had to say one, probably would have to be Goddess. Especially when it's like the same slide like I had earlier. I did a run earlier today, wherein Goddess was the Search the Skies check, so all your team is on one side of the screen versus Goddess, so that can be kind of rough.
Or Goddess just keeps doing Love Token.
Yeah, that was not fun either. I believe my Gao killed my entire party thanks to the charm from Goddess. He was an ex-magic Gao, and he casted like Fire 3 on my entire party like twice or something.
Drinks, I think being frozen is worse.
Yeah, being frozen is pretty bad, but it is a way to get out of it if you can cast fire on your party members. Falcon Hit gets through the chasing waterfalls here. So this will be another new reward check that we'll see here in just a second. On their side, as Erosion's Mark gets through the second stage of Doom, where now you can't hit him physically, and he has wall up, so unfortunately he already queued that up, has a fire shield on Saber, luckily he was able to absorb that. That's a Moogle!
I know! We found a wild Mog!
Wow. That's a Moogle with Runic. So that puts Mog's checks on the board now. Mog, all our checks is up in Narsh. And that is what we like to call, I think now, I'm going to use a term that you use in Zelda, like a spheres. Like talk about like when you unlock something, like the possibilities of stuff like is more like pronounced, I guess, when you do like if you try to do a check of something you unlock from, I believe.
Yeah, that moved it to the next sphere of natural progression. That term's mainly used in Link to the Past.
Yeah, and that same process also works for Final Fantasy VI, where if you unlock a character, the likelihood of a character being unlocked from that character is higher than what some of the characters you already had in your party. By the way, Dreamscrew, Muddled Realm just annihilated her whole party, living up to her name, Murder Child. That was kind of rough for them, but simultaneous Mark and Drinksglue chasing waterfalls as Cyan's trying to do his impression of Drinksglue's Realm on Falcon Hit's side, does take out Realm. So a little cross-stream revenge there. As Honeydew's also going to take the plunge off the waterfall. We are all free-falling here, guys. Okay, we got Cyan back under control. Fire, direct the fire that way. There we go. Drinksglue's numbers guy goes down. Erosion's just could be far behind with that Sabin Raged Fire 3 action here.
And now Drinks is getting his very own Moogle.
Alrighty, so everybody, you get a Moogle. Rose is getting a Moogle. Everybody gets a Moogle here. Right, we don't have any Moogle Cup going on right now. Speaking of Moogle Cup, guys, if you are new to Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide and you want to learn how to run, but you don't want to do it alone, Moogle Cup's great for you. That's the ability where you can have a mentor or coach to be playing with you, alongside you, and helping you go through how to play the game, maybe some tips and tricks, what to look for, and such like that. And once you get to a point, we'll play a tournament where that coach will be sitting right next to you as you play through the entire tournament. So not only do you get experience learning how to play the game, you also get experience on doing how we play tournaments in leagues like this, like Ultros League. So be sure, if you want to check that out, you head over to ff6worldscollide.com, do a little /Discord, and you can apply in there.
And I could guarantee it'll be a great time.
Oh, yeah, it's a great time. I'm thankful for this past season, definitely. And we got far, too, so I'm very happy. I'm very happy with the result of it. One new check on the board here for Falcon Hit, and actually Mark's going to chase them right behind. This is going to be Mount Colts. This is Sabin's 5th check. Not too many people really do this very often, mostly because it's just tedious. This is one of the parts of the game I actually dislike the most. It's like, here, let's create a dungeon that's all diagonals and circles, and a game that you can only go in 4 different directions. So yeah, and Dullahan is the boss here. Interesting. Oh, and thank you, Nightbot, for the Moogle Cup. tinyurl.com/Moogle Cup is also an option, too. Which boss do you dislike the most, Sigil?
Air Force.
Oh, yeah.
It always has my number.
Yeah, Air Force is rough, especially late game with the high damaging attacks and all. For me personally, it's actually Senior Behemoth. Having a enemy that's able to cast Fallen One followed by Goner or Ultima in the same turn is not friendly, okay? Senior Behemoth is the worst in late game, especially in high tiered or what's that called? Schwann's help me out there. The mix rebalance
Elemental scaling.
Elemental scaling is one, but I was talking about the other one too. The
ability scaling.
Where you like flatten all the levels and then you adjust.
Normalize and distribute.
Normalize and distort.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes. That.
Yeah. Elemental scaling, normalize, distort. When those one of those two or both of those things on, just no, please no.
What's your favorite boss to fight, Saber?
Oh, obviously Leader. Except when Normalize Distort's on, Leader can axe you in the face for like 3,000 damage. But Leader by far is the easiest. Other than that, maybe Tunnel Armor. They're the easiest. My favorite sprite, though, is Rider, though. That's always been my favorite one.
I like Doomgaze's sprite.
You like Doomgaze's sprite?
Yes.
Okay. So what you're saying is you like math?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
At it.
And here's another Gigantos fight here for Falcon hit on their turn, so they're going to get a little bit of levels off this. Not the offering they're probably looking for. Usually when you look in the monster of the chest, you're looking for the offering. We do have a VK in our pocket, so that'd be nice to try to find one. But we'll take a Gigantos, who is very weak to spells, by the way, so... It's a definite welcome sight when you have a big spell on your belt. Magi Master, good sprite. I don't know about that, Hefe.
It's a good sprite when it's dead.
Yeah.
Or when it's berserked.
One thing I will note is we're about 25 minutes in, and most of our runners only have like 3, maybe 4 espers here on Drinklu's side, so not much progression has been found here. We found a couple of dead checks. That is a Go-Go that's going to be behind Yumaro there, so not a welcome sight if we do find a Yumaro. I know Drinklu loves Yumaro, but not going to be much of a welcome sight if we do find Yumaro. Resting to the top of the hill of Narsh here. We do find Celeste, my girl. Sorry, it's on my contract. I gotta say that. Haydu's riding the train. Interesting. Oh!
Sarah.
The other girl. The throw. Okay. Hmm? So Terra joining Honeygru's side and Falcon Hit getting Celeste. So definitely going to see a divergence here in the pathing between Falcon Hit and Honeydew. Erosions and Dream School have not found their 5th characters yet, so we're not sure exactly what direction they're going to take here for their pathing. But they do have a Mog, so more likely enough, they will be going to Narsh, but we shall see. And it looks like Cyan with the X Magic is going to be the one who's going to be kicked out of the party for Falcon Hit, depending on how good the Celeste is going to be. Well, Cyan can be trained. That's the thing, like, X Magic can be good, like when you can cast like Ultima followed by Osmosis, so you can constantly be able to cast the Ultima, and his magic power can be trained up if we could find a magic power plus Esper. So it's always a good thing to kind of have in your back pocket a little bit. Which, by the way, this fight that's on Honeydew side is god-awful.
Oh, Vanilla Kefka.
Oh, that's a vanilla. That's another vanilla Kefka today.
Yeah.
Interesting note on Kefka, the vanilla kind of base form of him has high magic defense, so magic spells don't work as good on him as you would think, considering how early a boss he is. Well, Falcon Hit does go through that site, that fight there. We're going to see what Celeste has here, possibly. Yep, Falcon Hit is going to kick out the Cyan. We're not going to see what Celeste has. Let's see if they're going to do blue defense. If they're not, possibly. Might save first. By the way, Dream School going into the Dream. I know Dream School loves this check. They're their first one's going to be venturing in the Dream. 4 characters, 4 Espers. Looking for at least 2 Espers out of this dive here. We still don't know what Celeste has, do we?
We'll find out sooner or later.
Yeah, I guess so. Looks like Mark's going to follow Dream School into the Dream as well. So going to be dreaming together. Double Atma Genji Glove, so it doesn't matter what... We don't care what Celeste has. We're just going over their base stats and the fact that she could use big laser swords, I guess. First boss in the Dream, by the way, is Ultros number 2. That is the Opera House version. Meanwhile, there's another octopus on the screen on Honeydew side. There's an octopus chasing them down the tracks. That's going to be, I believe that's going to be Ultros number 3.
Yeah.
No sketch available, though, so we can't just instantly get out of this.
If you beat Ultros number 3 with sketch, do you get experience still or no?
You do, but it's a tiny amount. It's like a fraction of the amount you normally would get. Daddy is be not be. This is a family. This is a family channel. Come on now. Unless we're gonna Leo DiCaprio Titanic this, okay? By the way, Erosion's doing everybody's favorite puzzle game in the Dream here. Bouncing back and forth between the switches. Dream School also still progressive to see. Falcon Hit doing the Doom fight now as Honeydew finds the Marshall check. And once again, we have another muddled character on screen. But we don't care because we have a realm casting big blue bubbles. So how do you think the runners are doing so far, Sigil, in this run? I mean, usually around the 30-minute mark, they want to be around 5.5. They're not quite there.
Personally, I think they're doing really great. I would be happy with this amount of checks at this point.
Right on. By the way, somebody noting in chat that Celeste actually has Magitech. That is like the best Celeste that you could get. Because if you do the Magitech check, I'll get out eventually, you actually get all the Terra abilities, including the Tech Missile. So now it's an interesting question. Do you go with a Tech Missile, or do you go with Atma weapons, which are not quite online yet?
I probably would skip the Tech Missile.
Well, that's the other thing. Like, the cool thing about Magitech Facility is you also have the ability to do the first 2 checks, which are always going to be Espers or items, and
Yes,
you can get back out. So, yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh. So you're saying just do the first 2 parts, don't do the last part.
Correct.
Okay. Which, by the way, again, Falcon Hit, the only one that does have Celeste for that pathing. So maybe a slight advantage for Falcon Hit, although Honeydew with Terra does have an extra check to go with her Mog here, because they can also do the snail check here. That's going to be Vargas and the Pooh Bears. As Dreams Glue and Erosions finish up their dream sequence here. Looks like it was a triple. I think that's a triple Esper dream.
Yeah, it was.
Ooh.
I love seeing those types of dreams.
So Erosions and Dreams Glue taking a big leap out in front with 4 characters, 7 Espers, while Falcon Hit and Honeydew have the extra character in their pocket. Falcon Hit with Celeste, Honeydew with Terra. Big Ultima cast from Honeydew here. Takes up the Vargas as Falcon Hit's going to start their... Oh, no, actually, I'm sorry. They are doing Dream as well. Okay.
And I just noticed the first Esper Dream is Golem.
Ooh, that's huge. Why is Golem huge?
It gives you calmness protection for tier 3.
Exactly. So big time Esper for the protection like that. So that means Falcon Hit, Erosions, and Drink School all have that ability. Honeydew does not right now. As Honeydew right now ventures up into the slopes of Narsh to go get... Now they're going to find their Celeste, so they'll put them at 6 characters here. So they'll be at 6 and 5. Falcon Hit will be at 5 and 7. Erosions and Dream School are going to be at 4 and 7. I'm sorry, they'll be at about 5 and 8 here in a little bit. So right now, I'm going to say slight... If Honeydew goes to the Dream after this couple of fights here, Honeydew will be in the driver's seat because they have the extra terror in the party. But the question is, will Honeydew go to the Castle Dream after this?
What would you do if you were in Honeydew's shoes?
I would do Castle after this. Or Magitech, one or the other. Those would be my 2 options to try to get as much Espers as possible, because we already have 6 characters. So I would focus on doing Dream or focus on doing Magitech and try to get all those Espers I need. At most, it could be 5. You need 5, so that puts you right where you need to be. Erosions, looks like they're in World of Ruin.
Yeah.
Okay. Looks like trying to get the Ultima learned on another character here. Again, dragons do give you 50 magic points of learning when you do kill them. So that is on the slopes, and that's another Minerva. With Celeste and Terra in the party, 2 natural Minerva users. That is going to be huge for them.
And Cyan did learn Ultima, I believe, on the Erosion side.
Okay, so X Magica Ultima is available. We do have a couple of golden hairpins in our pocket as well to reduce the cost of that. So we'll definitely be able to cast it twice. Looks like Mog can also weld the VK, it looks like. I believe I saw the spread of the VK coming out of Mog on Falcon Hit's side. But Honeydew is the first to the 6 characters now. Now they have to make tough decisions here on who they're going to have in their party. They are going to take Cyan over Celeste.
I just want to say, it always makes me sad when I don't have Blitz when I find the Phantom Train.
Yeah, that's a problem. No suplex in the train. Yeah. I did do it earlier today, but no suplex in the train, unfortunately. As Falcon is going to get their 7th Espers. They're put at 5-7. So pretty much Erosions, Dreams Glue, and Falcon are pretty much tied at about Oh, sorry, Falcon has like 5'8", so
Yeah.
Falcon has slight edge there. By the way, Falcon hit the returning, defending, overall Ultros League champ. Has more championship belts than anybody else does in the community. Oh, okay, they're going after the free check of Celeste, seeing if this is a character. Now, this could be character, Esper, or item. So this will dictate where they would go next. They're hoping this is a character, honestly. And it's not, it's a dead check.
I wouldn't feel good about that one.
I mean, it's a fire shield. If we had Merton spam going on, that would be better.
But I think we already have enough shields for that.
Yeah, that's true. And Dream School is going to do the same thing here. So they're going to live with some disappointment here, knowing it's a fire shield and not Esper character. Looks like Honeydew is going to go to the Dream. So this is the play right here. Honeydew for Dream. So they will be at KT Unlock at the end of the Dream here. And that's going to put them at Unlock possibly under 48 minutes here. Because Dream does take about 8 minutes to go through here. Sometimes. How am I saying it? See, but it takes about 5 minutes. So they'll be at Unlock at about 43 minutes in here.
And it looks like we're peeking Moogle defense on Falcon's side.
Okay, apparently people are hearing Windows disconnecting noises. Okay. Oh, Falcon hit with a reset there.
Yeah, that's my bad.
Dream School gets bad news. Erosion's going to head up to Narsh World of Balance. So they're going to get their 5th character in Celeste here at the top of the hill.
And Falcon's going to get Terra.
Yeah, Falcon is going to go after Terra, so that'll be character number 6. They'll definitely take this anyways because they need characters. And Terra does have 2 pretty good checks with Welk and Pumbaba. Pumbaba is actually a peekable check because you can talk to a girl inside the building in Moblez, I believe it is, and they will tell you what the reward is before you actually do it. So Terra is actually a pretty decent character to get here. You guys have 1 quick and 1 you already know what you're going to get. Drinks Glue is going to head into the Magitech facility here with their Celeste in tow. So not sure they're going to do the full pull or not, though. They do need a character and an Esper. They might just do this just to have 2 chances against Esper and then back out. But the fact that we have the majority of our runners have 13 checks or less, and they're only like 1 or 2 rewards away from unlock, is probably a sign that we're not going to see a skip. Falcon is closer to the skip, possibly. But it looks like our runners are not going to be going for a skip here in this run. Oh, and there's your favorite boss right there for Drinks Glue.
So much nightmares of that boss.
But he does have Fiery Bolt 3 action here. So that's going to do Quad 9's insta-kill. And Dream School says, I'll take those odds. Honeydew is approaching the unlock here. That is Fenrir there for Dreams Glue. So that is their Esper number 9. So it does look like they're going to go for full pull here. Because they already got their Espers, but they're going to continue. Hopefully banking on a character at the end of this Magitech run. We'll also give them unlock for Magitech on their Celeste, which gives them pretty much a rocket launcher missile, which gives you basically a flare / slash damage over time ability. So. Yeah, French Vanilla Inferno there blocking the way. Not something you want to see. But once again, we have Bolt 3, and it's a robot, so GG there.
And now Roshan's going to get the sad news of the Flame Shield.
Yep. So they're going to get bad news there. They're at 5 and 8, so they're pretty much in the same premise. Well, I need one or the other, and unfortunately, it's going to be neither for them. By the way, doing Dream also gives you unlock for Sword Tech. I don't believe any of the characters have Sword Tech, so that is not going to be a factor for this run right now. And that is unlock for Honeydew. Unlock for Honeydew at 4330, right around where I said it was going to be. So right now, Honeydew is around level 32 here. How comfortable do you feel about going to Kefka at level 32?
Personally, I'm not that comfortable at that level. I probably would take the Opera Dragon fight at this point.
Well, looks like they're going to go that route. They're actually going to do the Narsh World of Ruin, which gives you actually 2 fights. Gives you Dragon and the Tri-Touch part. So they're going to try to get a couple of levels under the belt here. Maybe to learn some spells here to try to get Ultima, maybe another character. Now, level 32, we'd have Ultima in our pocket. We also have Golden Hairpin. So the Ultima does make up for the lack of levels we have. Now, it's not going to do as much damage as the level 40 character does, but with Ultima under our belt, that does help our levels out a little bit. On a Honeydew also, this will give them this will bring their checks total up to 17, I believe. All our runners are actually at 15 checks right now. So again, Honeydew, slight advantage with their 1 less dead check, it looks like. Falcon is going to get their Fenrir set as double calmness protection. That is KT unlocked for Falcon hit. They're just going to back out. They're not going to do a full pull what Drinksglue's doing right now. Because Drinksglue still does need a character. Did not find the Terra, which we know is on the train, which is where Erosion's going now. So Erosion's going to get their Terra for character 6. As Honeydew continues the climb up into Narsh World of Ruin. And Falconet says, no, I'm going to dive right now. Let's see how they're going to break up their party. No, they're going to do a full 3-lane split. They're diving now. It's go time for Falcon.
How do you normally split your party?
Well, if you're doing a full pull run, my strongest 2 characters, or the characters that don't need as much leveling or learning, will go in lanes 1 and 2. My weaker 2 characters, or a character that might need to lean on somebody else to help them out, will go in the right lane, the 3rd lane, because they get more fights, they'll learn more stuff, and they can actually help lean on each other to try to get through fights, instead of just being dependent on one character. So my characters I know can take on fights like Ultima spammers and like that. They'll have the lane to themselves. And then the ones that need a little bit of help, a little bit of learning, I'll put them in the right lane. How about you?
I like putting my strongest and the one that needs learning in the right lane.
Okay.
Then I just pray for the other 2 lanes.
Did you pray? I was gonna say there's no right or wrong way of doing it. So it's however you feel comfortable. Whatever works for you, you do it. Falcon hit there now on their first boss fight, the halfway point, which is the Inferno fight, is an Infrared. Still got some fire dealios here as a bit of damage there.
And Honeydew's getting the lone wolf item.
Okay, I believe. Okay, well, they got a Genji glove for their trouble by doing that. That does count as a check. That's like a free check, dead check, so it counts to your total to try to get skip. I don't know if that's what they're trying to go for here, though. I don't think they've done leader. Okay, it looks like they're going for skip because now they're going to T-Zen. And T-Zen was a dead check too, so now they're going to sell some items. Try to buy this item for about 37,000 and get check number possibly 19. And then go do a double dragon mid drop to get skip, it looks like. That's a bit of a pull, though, to try to get skip. I mean, I know you're level 32, but that's a bit of a pull to try to get skip there. Okay, now they're doing Magitech facility. These are there's two of these checks right next to each other, so that will be that'll get them to 21. And then the Opera House will get them to the 22 skip. So Honeydew's definitely gonna have way more levels of Falcon hit. Hopefully that power, the extra power they're gonna get from that is gonna help them catch up as Drinks Glue does do the Opera House Dragon. We know it's going to be Bluey there for the Opera House with a Minerva, another Minerva Roar. That's a third Minerva. Erosion's finishing up the train here, which again, that was the terror reward for that. They're still going to be down one more Esper to get the unlock. Falcon hit already in the tower for the past about 5 minutes. Said to heck with trying to get levels. I'm just going to push now and hope my Ultima realm can get me through. And double Atma swinging swords from Celeste. VK using Mog with no offering. You do like seeing Air Forces go down, don't you?
Yes, I do. I also love seeing Sabin be used through the whole seed.
Oh, Sabin's your favorite?
Yep.
The big bear?
Yes. With lousy equipment selection.
That's the thing about Sabin. Sabin has amazing vigor. If Sabin could, like, always use, like, a Ragnarok or something like that all the time, he'd be amazing. Or VK.
Yeah.
He'd be an amazing character. 55 average vigor I see on them pretty much all the time. Be an amazing character. The fact that he can't use much of anything for weapons sometimes is kind of rough.
It makes me sad most times.
Well, what doesn't make you sad is Falcon hit going up against Rexel with a double Atma using Celeste. This fight's going to go very, very quickly. Not have to worry about that. As Rexel, not the strongest defensively, especially when you have laser swords that just bypass the defense.
But when you have AoE, it takes forever. Yeah,
because the death animation of the two Soul Savers there, having to reanimate themselves all the time because they cannot be killed. So luckily did not have the Ultima in that lane. Oh, it's going to take the safety save. I thought, for a minute there, it scared me. I thought it wasn't going to take the safety save, but it's going to get the levels, though. They're up to level 37 with still one more fight here, so they are getting those levels back. That was mentioned before, but doing the full pull, putting your two weaker characters in that lane, because you need the levels on the Celeste for the Atma weapons to really get involved. Unfortunately, it's not going to get any levels off this fight. This is Ultros 4, And then this one, you get sneezed off the screen, so no more levels here for Falcon Hit.
This fight always makes me sad and happy at the same time.
Yeah, it's a very easy fight, but you get nothing out of it, unfortunately. Dreamscrew with a very late learn on the Ultima on their side of the screen, doing the toilet Atma check there. His levels are in the 40s right now. They did split their party into multiple lanes and are taking the little extra fights here to try to catch up here on levels. Doing a lot of party swapping to try to get saves there, try to maximize themselves to not get reset too far back after fights. Honeydew now going for the dragon at the Opera House that we predicted about, I want to say 7 minutes ago, because they got unlocked 10 minutes ago from right now and just got skipped. So that took them exactly 10 minutes to get the skip. So we're going to have to see if all this level grinding and getting the skip is going to help them out. Falconhead is at the statues right now, so they are going to be meeting at about the same point. We'll see the levels here on Honeydew really quick here. Level 40 across the board. Hopefully they'll find Doomgaze, but definitely have got 8 levels over Falconhead's 32 when they entered. So how long does the climb take compared to skip?
I think the climb on average is like 20 to 25 minutes.
I think this just like the early part of the tower, like when you enter normally to when you get to the statue switches. It can take anywhere between 5 to possibly 7 minutes, depending on how bad that Inferno fight is, boss fight is, with only 2 characters in your party. It can take about anywhere between 5 to 7 minutes to get from the start of the tower to where the skip is. But Honeydew is at the skip now, so they just passed Erosions and Drinksglue, who are going the long route through the tower. Falconhead is already 2 statues through.
Erosions is going for the middle lane for skip, I believe.
Okay, so Erosion's going for skip here, but Honeydew's still past them. Yes. So Honeydew takes over 2nd place right now as Falconhead goes up to the last boss fight, and it's just leader. So this is going to be an easy boss fight to try to get into Kefka now. So Falconhead now taking down the last statue boss. They enter tower. It took them 10 minutes total. That was almost 11-minute tower climb for Falconhead. A full pull.
Yeah, to sort of echo...
One thing we like to do here at Worlds Collide is to predict how long will it take our first runner to get through to Kefka. So when the timer starts, whatever time the timer on the screen starts is how long it's going to take them to get to the end. Please predict in our chat right now the duration of how long this Kefka fight will take.
Yeah, so as pointed out in the chat, it's not just the time you save from the skip, it's also you've gained a bunch more levels, so you're going to be that much better off against Final Kefka as well.
That is very true. Definitely the power gap gain there to try to catch up on time because your power is going to be way better. Now the people's is, there's Drinksglue diving back in the tower as you noted. Middle lane skip now is on the statue switches themselves. Honeydew trying to take on the Ultros 4 fight. Again, does not give any experience for that as Falconhead does take on the first boss. Sigil, how do you do the first part of Kefka?
I believe if you have something that does instant death, you try to take out the left arm like that. Then depending on if I have float or not, I'll either take out the head or the short arm for afterwards.
Yep, correct. As the head does cast Quake if you leave the head up last. Head is definitely weak to fire. So we're probably going to see a lot of fire 2s and 3s coming out here to try to take out the head. Falcon Hit going through the rage list, looking for Merton here. So free casting Raging Merton out of Sabin to target that head for the fire damage here. That's an interesting play. And it looks like Mog took off the fire shield to try to get a little damage on the Mog there so they can VK could be a little hit a little harder. VK does more damage the lower your health is. Fire shield now being swapped over to the realm to try to heal them. Mog is now going to get the ice shield so it does not heal them, so that keeps their damage, that keeps their health total lower to be able to do more damage with that VK. Celeste double digits off the counter. Every time you hit fist, it does counter with a major high damaging physical attack to the face. And that's a dead realm as another Merton comes up. Can we get realm back up in time? Maybe. Yep, okay, Phoenix Down does come up. We're going to have to heal or use a Fenrir blow or Fenrir early. We do have Golem available. Okay, Fenrir is going to be used early. This is going to prevent those hard-hitting attacks from Fist to try to kill our party here. We do have Golem in the background to help us with the Column's protection later on at Tier 3. Another Merton cast here that's going to bring our realm up a little bit more. The punch still goes through. Fenrir hit. Man, this is a rough fight. Again, Falcon Hit going in early, much lower levels than any of the other runners have right now, as Honeydew, Drinks Glue, and Erosions technically also all having technically skip. Erosions have skips available, has not used it yet. But Honeydew and Drinks Glue both using skip to get back in the tower. Falcon Hit does get through the fight, is going to go into Tier 2. So now, Tier 2.
Yeah,
what are we looking at, Sigil?
Mover is resistant to all statuses, so that's why the image status did not work on the first tier.
Oh, interesting.
If I have instant death, I'll try to take out tools, and hoping I have mute for magic, and make sure I don't take out that beast-looking thing. Make sure I don't keep it too low HP, so we don't have a chance to become a zombie.
Yeah, definitely there. And we do see a mute come out here, as I believe I have not seen I didn't see the insta death come out yet.
No, I don't think they have it anymore. They've used it on Tier 1.
Okay, so we're gonna have to deal. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to deal with tools here eventually on our own time. As Honeydew, now they get to the top. They're gonna fight Kefka now. For their part, they are approximately, I want to say, about 4 minutes behind Falcon Hit here. So there's a 4-minute gap here between when Falcon Hit went in to where Honeydew did the skip and then went in afterwards. That was a 10-minute difference. So 8, 4. So Honeydew has caught up by about 5 minutes. So that's about a 5-minute catch-up mechanic there for Honeydew by going the extra levels, getting the skip before going in. Instant death not used by Falcon Hit. Is going to have to use attacks to tools to try to get that down. Also, Tiger, by the way, weak to ice. We do not have Ice 3 available. We only have Fire 3 available.
I just realized, I think Falcon Hit's the only one that didn't learn Ultima.
Well, you just use Ultima there. Oh no! 3 of the 4 party members just got frozen, but luckily Sabin has the Merton, so that's going to take the frozen condition off his entire party. That was lucky. Drinks Glue is going into Kefka now, about 1 minute and 30 seconds behind Honeydew. We are looking at a very close finish here, guys. as 3 of our 4, actually, I think all 4 runners are going to be in Kefka here in just a second, as Erosions has tapped in 2 of his characters in for the switches. Yes, he has. He's beat all the bosses too, so Erosion's going to get into the Kefka. All 4 runners are now doing Final Kefka. This race just got interesting. Honeydew, climbing up to tier 2 now. Falcon Hit, averaging about 2,000 to 4,000 damage versus Honeydew is doing about 5,000 to 6,000 damage, almost double what Falcon Hit is doing. So that damage is definitely catching up, Sigil.
Yeah. And Drinks Glue's just using Merlin strats.
And his damage is doing quad 9s to everything as Realm just takes a big punch to the face for almost 5,000 damage. Falcon Hit winding down the end of tier 2 is now moving on to tier 3. What do we have to look forward to tier 3, Sigil?
Take out girl with non-elemental web damage and try to make sure you don't go over 28,000 on the main part so you don't get hit with those counters.
So you can keep track of math because you're like the Doomgay sprite. I can't keep track of math. I can't count that high. So we do have so a little bit different. We do have a Genji Glove Double Atma Celeste. So we are going to be able to focus those attacks. It's not like Atma offering. You get 4 attacks, but they could go to either target. With Genji Glove, both your attacks are going to go to the same target. So we can definitely focus hits a little bit better here.
And Drinks is moving on up to tier 2.
Okay, tier 2 for Drinks. Honeydew is still at tier 2. Falcon Head running doing the Golem now. Looks like Girl is down for them. So now the question is, can they do enough damage to avoid the meteor counter? Wild Wind comes up. That is not what you want to see. Does hit the entire party. So we're going to have to take a break here and heal because Atma Weapon, the higher amount of health the higher percentage health you have in your character, the more damage they're going to deal. So now we're going to take a minute to try to heal our entire party while there's a countdown clock coming down on Mog's head. Trojans is moving up to tier 2. Again, 3,000 damage per shot from Celeste. Mog, 1 shot from Mog's on Honeydews does 6,000 damage. Does more damage in 1 hit than the Celeste for Falcon Hit does, but about the same because basically it's, kind of a wash there. Trine comes out. Everybody's muted. Everybody's blinded now on Falcon Hit's side. This is where that unicorn ribbon would become in handy, but Calmness comes out anyways, and we're moving on as Zero sticks down the Mog. Falcon Hit's going to tier 4. So what do we have to look forward to Kefka tier 4?
Hope you don't get fall. Does Falcon have the VK equipped?
I don't. He might. He does, but Mog I don't think is going to have the damage for it. Plus, his whole party is blind. His whole party is muted. He is going to get Fallen One.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have offering. It's just going to be 1 hit of VK. It's not going to be like 4 hits of VK. So this is going to be a little interesting here, as we might have to break shields to get through this Fallen One possibility here. As okay, we did a remedy. We did have Unicorn on Realm. So we did a remedy, Unicorn Realm. Everybody's back up and running now to full power. However, we are taking turns to do that, so Fallen One is going to come out here soon. There it is. As Dream School goes to tier 3, Honeydew is on tier 3. Good old pocket unicorn. Yeah, exactly.
I have to remember that unicorn does that.
Oh, unicorn's great. I have it in my A tier for espers. The question is, can Falcon Hit hang on? They went into the tower first with much lower levels than everybody else did. So there was a whiff hit on Celeste, punch to the face. They are down. Again,
this is not looking good. 1 HP, 0 HP, 1 HP, 1 HP.
Yeah, well, Gunner is not set up yet, and we're not low enough health for Ultima, so we have a chance. There it is, the VK, 5,000 damage on a Mog. Cure 3 targeting just Celeste, so we can get her to max health to try to get those Atma weapon swings. Here comes the Goner charge up from Kefka. Kefka is not going to be able to counter right now, but we got to see if we can do enough damage to get through this threshold, as I think we've blown all of our shields and everything. Oh, we have one more shield. We're going to pop this shield right now. I don't think it's going to be enough damage, though. It's going to be very close. Nope, Goner goes off. Sabin and Realm will go down. Celeste and Mog will survive this. The more characters you have on screen, the less damage the Goner's going to do, because it is spread damage. We'll see if he's going to go to recovery. It's just going to go for it.
And Honeydew lost Cyan.
Oh, Honeydew lost Cyan on tier 3, and Driscoll and Honeydew both going to tier 3 at the same time as Falcon is struggling. They are going into try to get the party members back up again, so Falcon Hit on pause right now, as Drinkschool and Honeydew with much higher damage is going to get in here. Try comes off Falcon Hit. Again, Honeydew is going to be stuck and trying to do recovery mode. All these delays for Falcon Hit is definitely going to be helping out Drinkschool and Honeydew here. Calmness comes out for Erosions. Erosions is going up to tier 4. All 4 runners are on tier 4 right now. It is anybody's game right now as Falcon Hit still trying to get through recovery. Sabin has gone down. Cure 3 going on to Celeste. Celeste is still blind, so possibly could miss these shots here. But we're also kind of waiting for the Goner charge up, as Goner charge up goes for Honeydew and Falcon Hit side. So now we can dump that damage down without any retribution from possible Ultima with Falcon Hit slightly lower damage. Remedy going up on the Celeste to make sure we're actually going to get those attacks in. Honeydew actually trying to get the Ultima cast off here to try to get the damage through Goner. Fire 3 out of Rome on the Goner. Crack pow, Falcon Hit gets the win for the head-to-head match. Honeydew's side. Goner is going to go off on Honeydew's side. Characters are really close. Oh, everybody goes down except for... I think it's Mog. Mog is the only one up. Drinks Glue is done. Falcon Hit with a 1:10.48, Drinks Glue with a 1:11.01 for their official times. Crack Pow for a Honeydew. Honeydew is 1:11.10 for Honeydew. As Erosions, they're in the Goner. They're Crack Pow now as well. Erosions 1:11.37. What a close race.
Yeah.
The total time between Falcon Hit to Erosions is 49 seconds about. All 4 runners within 49 seconds of each other for this finish. Unbelievable. So those official times. Once again, this was VOD from last week for Megalixir. Gar was actually the one with the win overall. We didn't get to see in the run, though, but they had a 1:07.41. Falcon Hit went again at skin with 1:10.48. Drinks Glue 1:11.01. Honeydew 1:11.30. Drink Erosions 1:11.37. Coughlin 1:14. Schwann's 1:15. Golden Shocker 1:16. And Peanut Butter Jelly is at 1:25:46.
Yeah, so the difference between second place and fifth place in this race was under 1 minute. How wild is that?
That's insane, especially with. I mean, now
so
Swans,
a 112 was the cutoff. A 1:11:37 was the cutoff for getting more than 1 point this week.
Now, Swans, you ran this. By the way, Swans, shout out to Swans for helping put this together. Not only was the runner, but also the restreamer tonight, along with Cheech for the tracking. Swans, you ran this. Now, did you feel railroaded a little bit by this, or because everybody kind of ended at the same time?
I did not find Celeste and Terra until much later than these runners did, so that ate into my time certainly a little bit, right? And these guys are just better than me, so it also doesn't help that I'm not nearly as good as the four of these players on screen. So I have to get every advantage where I can, my friend.
Don't sell yourself short.
So overall for Megalixir through 5 weeks, this is what the standings look like. So Gar in first with 22, Drinks Glue with 19, Double Down. Unfortunately, he did not finish that particular race. He ate a goner and had to forfeit. And Falcon Hit, who was the winner of this particular run, he's got 15 points. Honeydew with 14, myself with 13.
Wow.
And then we have Golden Shocker, Mark, and PB&J with 11, and then Fred with 9, rounding out basically the Megalixir division there as we know it.
Yeah, and I just want to throw out a shout out to Ficta. Ficta, currently on injury, he is out for the season, unfortunately. So hopefully they'll be back soon.
Oh God, what did I just do?
You're double boxing. You just gotta hide it. So that was the run for this. I hope we do this every week for Megalixir. I mean, Sigil, this is exciting.
Yeah,
this is exciting stuff. By the way, shout out Sigil. You're going to be off to do your own run right now, I believe.
Yeah, and C1R.
Yep. So what are you looking forward to that?
Not a one hot start.
Not a one hard start.
My last two races of that. Every month, Z1R does a weekend tournament called the Tornado Quarto. It's supposed to be the first weekend of every month.
Nice.
Then the top 8 of those qualifiers play brackets for that weekend. Then the 2 meet in the finals. And the winner of that chooses the flags for the following month.
Wow, that sounds like a lot of fun. So
yeah.
be sure everybody check that out too as well. Swans, do we have anybody in chat that wants to chat real quick or no?
Yeah, I don't know if Drinks Glue wants to hop in and chat about his run, but I do want to give a big shout out to Cheech for helping me out with the tracking tonight. So it's his second rodeo for tracking. This is the first time on FF6 Worlds Collide. We did speed gaming last time, so thank you so much, Cheech, for helping me out with the tracking. I had some issues with my PC, which is why you heard the connect and disconnect thing.
Oh no!
I was trying to burn a CD, which is something I guess you should never do, right?
Taking the resources away, man.
Yeah, I know. My niece just recently got into CDs, and she's like, I want. So I decided to burn her a CD for her birthday. And
wow, burn those MP3s, huh?
Yeah, right. What year is it? I know.
Apparently, we have Napster back in, guys.
I still have a CD player in my car.
Actually, they still make cars with CD players in them, by the way. Again, I want to give a shout out again to Final Fantasy Randomizer again this past weekend. I'm glad the Worlds Collide community can help them out. We did 3 runs for them over the course of this past weekend. They raised $6,250 for the South Carolina Burn Children's Fund. Again, really great cause for a bunch of firefighters from South Carolina. And we're very glad we could help them out and reach their goal. Their goal was 5,000. We were able to beat that goal So glad we helped them out with that. I'm looking forward to doing more events with that crew as well.
Yeah, so speaking of events coming up for this week, we do have on Wednesday our speed gaming slot at 8 p.m. Eastern. The Speed Gaming family of networks will bring you an Elixir B showdown. So some very high tier runners will be duking it out on Wednesday night. And then on Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern time, we've got Potion D going to be doing two of their, or one of their runs for Thursday. That is a birthday special, so that'll be on my birthday. Ooh. I unfortunately won't be there, but that should be a heck of a lot of fun for everyone to enjoy. So we have some more racing action coming up between Speed Gaming and on our own FF6 Worlds Collide Twitch channel.
And also down the road, I want to give a shout out to Gaming for Hope. That's going to be March 7th through March 8th. We already have 2 runs planned for that event. Again, that's going to be Gaming for Hope, Gamers Against Cancer. So that's going to be another event coming up again, March 7th through March 9th. So we're looking forward to that. We're still trying to plan what exactly we're going to do. One of the runs actually might be a relay race. So we might have multiple runners going back to back on 2 different teams. And you're going to see 2 teams of runners doing a total of 6 seeds, 3 seeds total. So we're still trying to plan how to do that exactly. But it's going to be really fun and really, really interesting because those seeds are going to be very short. So it's going to be like a sprint race, relay race. So that's what we're planning on for that. So that's one of the runs. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, that should be a heck of a lot of fun. We also are going to be doing a year-end showcase coming up in the next couple of weeks. So if you have any clips of yourself that you would like to have submitted for consideration of our year in review show. Last year I did a clip highlight reel montage with some funny sound effects, and it was amazing. So if you want to embarrass yourself, like I certainly will be embarrassing myself to it, make sure you head over to our Discord and submit it in the Clips and Bragging channel, and we'll be sure to scoop that one up.
Yeah, I already know I'm in the reel already. I know that. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
anyways.
And I think there's one last plug. We're going to be doing a Christmas card, I think, or something like that, or some sort of like holiday message thing that Drinks Glue is trying to organize.
Aww.
So make sure you check out this week's edition of the Mobilist Chronicle if you'd like some more information on that. That is pinned in our FF6 WC general chat in our Discord. So all sorts of fun stuff coming around during this time of year.
Yep, and I believe that's it, unless we have anything else. Sigil, anything else? I know you got to get going because you got your race here at the top of the hour.
Nothing else.
Thank you, Sigil, for doing commentary. Appreciate it. Hope you had a fun time and you can come back and do it again.
I did have a fun time.
Awesome. Same thing with you, Cheech. Thanks for helping out with tracking. Always appreciate it. The real MVPs of the stream. Pushing the buttons better than I can so that we make sure that the commentators know what we're talking about. And thank you as well, Saberwolf, for doing comms. Really appreciate it.
Yay! And it looks like we have only one person from our community streaming right now.
All right, we'll go send them some love their way. We'll give them a raid. And thank you all so much, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.
All right, thank you for joining us, guys. Good night.